Pat, as a daughter and as a caregiver, you have a lot of responsibilities. What are the biggest challenges? What were the concerns you had that you want to share with people?
You know, one of the things that is really interesting about the caregiving space, particularly when you're just coming in it for the first time, is that it's not just one issue, it's a myriad of issues. It is actually a fast turning wheel, and it's an opportunity really, if people know more, they can actually get into the lane of finding the new tomorrows. So I want people to understand that as it entered into our lives, oh my gosh, the wheel had things of financial matters, legal matters, DNR, DR, power of attorney. I'm coming back to financial because it keeps hovering over you. What about daily living aids? I don't know anything about trying to maintain the life of a person in a daily environment that's a senior with an actual disease that's not curable. Mm-hmm. And what about relationships within the family? Oh my gosh. It's not, yeah, how about that? Yeah. Siblings. We may have gotten along, but as I've gone through this process, managing the sibling relationship has also been very, very complicated. It was a wheel of issues of which we were not prepared. It was fast turnings, and this is what makes, I'm hoping everyone understands, finding new tomorrows is really a matter of helping people understand what's ahead. Mm-hmm. And what we can do to prepare you for the future.
So in preparing for the future, just to leave with people, because you had all of this and it was coming at you, and what you're doing in Finding New Tomorrows is help people kind of grasp onto this as not as overwhelmingly as, you know, as it could be. Give us those top 2 or 3 issues that we might look at first.
Probably the number one issue I want everyone to wrap their arms around is that legally, you cannot advocate for your parent without setting up certain parameters, period and point blank. Mm-hmm. And so going through the power of attorney process to understand where they are also financially relative to legal. So those are the 2 areas I really want to focus on right now, becomes everything. Because I honestly may not know the wealth of my parent to then address their being able to get the sufficient care associated with Medicare and Medicaid, because they may vacillate depending upon how they're doing actually physically.
Sure.
But without that power of attorney, I also want to know, wait a minute, they may not even have insurance. How about that? Everybody talks about burial insurance. What about the insurance of their overall care, correct? Mm-hmm. And so in this instance, the opportunity with Finding New Tomorrows is to provide more detail in a step-by-step manner, but also in a co-developmental manner as well, because these things come layered on top of each other.
Sure.
My mom's care. Now, keep in mind, I'm a sibling of many. It's 5 of us still alive today. Mm-hmm. In my personal check, not counting the checks of my other siblings, it was $3,300 a month for 2.5 years. Over the duration of, do the math, over the duration of 7 years, it was actually $100,000. If you start now understanding, if you're 30 or if you're 40, what you need to do, and we're going to help you address finding your new tomorrows. We're going to help you through this process.
It's a process.
It's a process.
And you are there to help them along this path of finding the new tomorrows.
Yes, that's the goal.